Excellent. Thank you very much. So I'm going to just share my screen again. Would you also put into the chat space what you think of this picture? What does it make you feel? Now you have to look, it's a bit of a Where's Wally? And this was taken on Sunday morning on a lovely little walk in Cornwall. And hopefully some of you can spot that there is a beautiful adder just poking his head out from the grass. And there's a few of us spotted it and we all went and had a little look, like you do. And it looked like he was covered in velvet. It was nature. Mother Nature is so amazing and so beautiful. But obviously, Mr. Adder didn't want to hang around and disappeared quite quickly. Now, apparently it's adder season. They all come out of hibernation. So there's a few of them out there. But I just wondered, I'd love you to pop in the chat space what it makes you think of. And I'll come back to that at the end. So for me, it kind of represents what many people think in the world. There are people out there who are a bit of a snake in the grass. Literally, this was a snake in the grass. And you might need to protect yourself. You might need to spot the hidden dangers. If you meet this person who is a snake in the grass, we are taught to be very careful, aren't we? To stay safe, to don't let them take our IP, intellectual property. Somebody asked me what that meant the other day, and for life of me, I couldn't remember intellectual property. So IP is your intellectual property. Having a blonde moment. And also people are worried about the competition, stealing their clients, you know, all of this kind of fear, scarcity and competition paradigm that we live in all the time. I don't have enough. There's not enough to go around. I need more income. I need a bigger car. I need a bigger house, or whatever we do need or don't need. I think that is dissipating a lot now. And there'll probably be many of you in this room that go, well, I've got enough, actually. I'm all right, thank you. I'm not fearful of people. But what we're trying to do here at Collaboration Global is to see the other side. I mean, for me, I thought there were people in looking at this beautiful snake going, oh, and that would have been me a little while ago, to be fair. And it did make me go, because this is something that has the potential to do some damage, potentially, worst case scenario, kill you. And what we don't see is how scared the adder was. So when we meet people who we think, oh, you're a snake in the grass, you're going to steal something from me, I've got to protect myself from you, do we look at it from their point of view? What made them like that? What created this person that feels so insecure? They feel like they have to go and take something from somebody else or copy what they're doing. Or maybe they don't feel as creative on their own and they feel like stealing somebody's IP, borrowing it without any acknowledgement is okay. It's interesting, isn't it? Once you start seeing things from a different perspective, from somebody else's context, all of a sudden they don't seem quite so scary. I mean, this grass snake was Diddy, not so big at all. And yet there were grown men that were like, whoa, I'm not going anywhere near that. So it's the same with people. There are people out there that you believe are out to damage you and you have an opinion of them and you make that opinion your truth. Isn't always the truth though, is it? And sometimes we can help them not to act in that way by challenging them, by talking to them, by listening to them. And these are some of the things in Collaboration Global that we go, what you see isn't necessarily what you get. Just because that person might have annoyed you doesn't mean to say they intended to upset you. It might have been an accident. So let's have a conversation. Let's see where it came from. Let's see whether the upset sits with you, whereby something that happened to you maybe years ago is still in there and somebody said something and you're triggered and you're like, well, they're a horrible person. They just said that to me and it got me upset. Well, that didn't get you upset. You were the one that managed to get you upset. So seeing the world from a different context and stepping into somebody else's shoes is what Collaboration Global is about. One part of it. But that's the level we start at, is like, how can I help you? What can I do? Our fundamental core value is love. If you build anything on love, you can recover from anything because you've got your superpower within you. All sounds very woo-woo for some people. If you're talking about love in business, oh, for goodness sake, that's ridiculous. Well, we're here to go, yeah, why not? Why not? We can't do any worse than what's already going on out there. So why not come to any disagreement, any challenge, any bit of competition from a place of, well, why don't we get together and see what we can do to make it better, to help each other? So if you're sitting in this conversation going, well, I wonder how I could make money out of Collaboration Global. I wonder what's in it for me, that famous phrase. What if you turn the tables and went, I wonder how I could help these people? I wonder if my talent would be useful to somebody else's talent, and actually we could start a whole collaboration, 2, 3, 4, even 5 of us. They are sitting here waiting to be discovered over the next 2 hours, or if you come again, or if you become part of the community. That's what Collaboration Global is about, a community coming together to support each other, to work together, to grow individually, personal development, with our businesses, business development, and the bigger picture of how can we help other people in other communities, in other markets, in other societies, in other countries, because we're all the same under the sun. Just like that adder, get scared. What are you like when you've just woken up? A little bit dozy, maybe a bit snappy, possibly covered in something that looks absolutely glorious, but you do have a bite that can be dangerous. So we all have that capacity in us. So I'm hoping that you are here today out of curiosity, maybe wanting to meet great people. You'll definitely do that here. Maybe wanting to learn something about yourself. For sure, that's going to happen. Maybe learning something about your business. But also, ultimately, you are going to meet some incredible people. And just think throughout all of this, what collaboration could be created that will help them and me and other people as well. See if you can pay it forward. That's what we're about at Collaboration Global.